That does hit a little bit, doesn't it? Hello,
Doesn't
everybody.
it?
Hello, boys and
Look,
girls. How you
look,
doing? I'm
look
JB.
who's here! Look who's
I'm,
here!
I'm JB. And as my good friend TiVo used to say, what's shaking, you Tubanites? And welcome to the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week, presented by none other than the members of the Lords of the Long Box. So, you know how we do this. As we congregate, since we're late, you already hit that on your bingo card. I hope you guys hit late 5 minutes on your bingo card already. Make sure you print out your bingo card. And since we are late, let's congregate to my favorite clip. And if you know what it is, go ahead and shout it out. But here we go.
1, 2, ready.
One of my all-time favorites. One of my all-time
love it.
favorites. Welcome,
Me too,
everybody.
bro.
We're going to do a quick little intro, give everyone a chance to say what's good to the people. Chris, tell everybody what's good with the people.
Hey, it's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly Shakers list, and I am so excited for this list tonight. And we have a great panel. Of course, filling in for Laura, we got the OG JB here with Fedora and everything. So if you got JB and Fedora on your bingo card, time to check that box. But I'm so happy to be here. And you know what? I have at least one on this list. There's a good chance that this is not an over for you guys. So let's do it.
All right, Marty, say what's good to the people.
What is good to the people? Welcome as always. Thank you for joining us live or on the rewind. This list is very interesting. If you make 1 out of 10 on this list, you are rocking it, brother. I'm telling you right now. So don't get discouraged by no means, because if you can get at least one book, if you got 2 books on this, oh my God, dude, you're a superstar, right? Rocking it, man. So nevertheless, thank you for joining us as always. JB, man, dude, amazing to have you. Dude, I'm excited. I have really missed you, brother. I really missed you. I hope you've been doing great, and I hope you come back to us here soon, man, because it's not the same without you, my brother. You know, it's just not the same.
Man. Appreciate that. And classing the place up, man. We're gonna have to come up with something special for Lando, but you're definitely bringing an edge of class to this show. Say what's good to the people.
No, class is the last thing on my list, but tonight's list is gonna be absolutely banger, guys. I'm pumped. We have a big show, but for myself, I got to check one off of my bucket list because I'm finally gonna be on a stream tonight with JB, man. Everybody's been asking for JB, including me, man. So JB, appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you so much. Now, let's get this show kicked off. I remember how to do it. I think I got to come up over here and put some graphics up because nobody really wants to see our faces. So let's get this show kicked off. All right, everybody. Today's list from Cover Price is presented in alphabetical order and is focused on new high sales, or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. Now, this list actually changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. What do we have at Shaker number 1?
Oh man, this is such a weird book. Shaker number 1, we got Biden's Titans versus Elon Musk number 1. Sean Remlick, Real News, Musk, Biden flip cover, 1 of 7 by Keen Spot Entertainment in 2023. Comic books have always been political to some degree or another, having their roots firmly set in political cartoons of history. Comic books do not shy away from current hot topics or notable public figures. Keen Spot is a relatively small independent printing company that has started a robust political parody line of comics. This issue features Biden's Titans facing off against billionaire tyrant Elon Musk. The Titans supergroup has gained a new teammate, in the mutant actor known to mankind as Johnny Depp. Sadly, the Titans also attract a dangerous new enemy of Depp and Musk's angry ex, the Amber Heard. Recently, a near mint copy of this book sold for $99 for a raw dog. This massive sale is interesting, especially given this ratio is still available on the KeenSpot website for 20 bones. While online forums like eBay are often the authority of what the market is doing, don't forget to check the publisher, which in this case is KeenSpot Entertainment. This is such a weird cover.
Isn't it?
You don't say.
Two things here. Chris, did you mention that you can just get this for $20 at the website and people are buying? Someone paid $99 for this.
Yeah,
This is now, also, this is a flip cover. Anybody interested in seeing what's on the other side? I'm assuming we've got Musk on the other side. You ready?
Let's do it.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I like that one right there. Now, see, that one's that's a lot less weirder, right? Than what we
That's
see on the
weirder?
front cover. That's weirder, man.
than that. Come on.
Oh my God, so much more weird.
Or-
Only because you have his face on there, just kind of like that, that just grin. I don't know, man. It just doesn't do anything for me. But if you look on Elon Musk, he's got all those wires hanging out of him. It's such a better look. I think they should have went Elon first and then him on the back.
I have to imagine that there's some AI generation being used here because it's just so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
It is.
Yeah,
But regardless of the fact, it's hilarious as hell. Both sides of this cover are epic, absolutely epic. Now, look, I'm not the biggest guy who enjoys, politics and stuff like that. I like to differentiate the two, keep politics outside of comics. But I think this is hilarious. The fact that they even have Amber Heard in this, Johnny Depp. I don't know, man.
Johnny Depp is one secret weapon, and Amber Heard's on the other side. This is silly. All right.
Now, keep in mind, guys. Now, these political comic covers have been going on for quite some time too. They go all the way back to the 40s. If anything, with having the American at War, World War II, Hitler on the cover. The Japanese emperor on the cover. There is a market out for these political covers, and they sell for really, really well too. Don't sleep on these. Do not sleep on political covers. Even if you don't support the whatever political party that is on that cover, just get it for the simple fact that it's a political cover. And because
do you own any, Marty?
I do. I have a couple Trump ones. I have a couple of the not the Biden, but the Obama ones. And I have a few other, like I have a Reagan one that came out a while ago. But yeah, I do own it. Yeah,
that's what I was looking for. Everybody, that was another edition of.
Yeah.
Oh man, you pulled it too soon, brother. You pulled it way too soon, man.
I got more.
You got more. You got more coming, man.
We got more surprises and
So
stuff. Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing, right? Marty, you were talking about the old World War II books, right? FDR actually sanctioned the Writers' War Board back in World War II to help introduce American pride and basically, pro-American propaganda into comic books. This feels like just, headline grabbing. How many people can I shock with this book kind of thing? I mean, you got Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and Elon Musk and Biden. It's just weird.
It's comical, right? And that's the whole concept of this book. It's that it's supposed to be comical.
You get Biden here looking like Emperor Zurg or something like that.
Oh man, there's been quite a few, man. The chat is actually representing
more like Emperor Palpatine right there, man.
All right, folks. Number one on our list tonight of weird, reclusive, interesting books: Biden's Titans versus Elon Musk, issue number 1, a flip cover book from KeenSpot Entertainment. By the way, go to the website if you want to pick it up for $20, if that's your thing. What have we got at number 2, Lando?
Well, before we get into number 2, I just want to let you guys know we're going to actually show you another cover as we get through the show, back to the whole political stuff, because Matt DeVoe just shared one of the funniest covers I've ever seen of Biden. But at number 2, guys, we have Charmed Season 10, issue number 11 by Zenescope Entertainment back in 2015. Now, Charmed was a show about 3 sister witches who protected the world from supernatural evil, and it was ahead of its time. The supernatural fantasy was a huge hit in an era where WB, now CW, had mostly dramas and comedies. The previous year, WB's big hit series featured another female lead in a dark supernatural world, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When Charmed debuted, it set the record for the highest rated debut episode in the network's history. Throughout its tenure, it would go on to receive numerous nominations and accolades, even being named one of the top 20 supernatural shows of all time in 2010. Shannon Doherty would eventually leave the show, resulting in her character's death, which was Prue. This turn of events led to a new half-sister emerging and taking her place, Paige, who is featured prominently on this cover. The comics were meant to continue the story where the live series ended. Charmed Season 10 was the last run printed by Zenescope before Dynamite acquired the rights to publish the series in 2017. The series has great moments and awesome collectible covers for fans of the show. This book has previously sold for a few dollars. However, a recent purchase created a new all-time high value for this book when a raw, fine copy sold for $105.
Damn!
Yeah, man, big damn. But it wasn't the only Charmed book to make a splash this past week. Issue number 4 also had a record-breaking sale, indicating we might have a die-hard Charmed collector sourcing the aftermarket. Now, dude, Charmed, I remember this.
There's
play.
issue number 4, by the way.
It's a sick cover. Who did this cover?
There was a great comment that said these are great at cons to get them signed.
Yes.
Yes. As a matter of speaking of that, if you don't mind me, I had the pleasure of actually meeting Holly Marie Combs, who plays Piper, and I actually had the opportunity to meet Rose McGowan as well.
I was scared. I was scared you were going to say Alyssa Milano, bro. That's like
no. Oh my God. I did not get an opportunity to meet her or Shannon Daughtery, but I did. Of course, and I had an opportunity to meet him and get a couple things signed by them as well. I was a big fan of Charmed when it first came out. As a matter of fact, I remember watching the series throughout, and I've seen every episode of this. And I believe it actually debuted in 1998 and went all the way on into 2006.
Yes, sir.
And then, and so it had some really great stories. It really drew you in. Cheesy at times, but nevertheless, it was still good. It was, I think, it's sort of the pre, I guess, vibe feeling that you would have from Supernatural. You guys remember Supernatural, right? The series Supernatural. Mm-hmm. So it sort of kind of went with that vibe as well.
Yeah. I love it. Chris, you have anything you want to add to this one?
I never watched this show. Just wasn't my jam. It was in line with like Buffy and those other, WB or CBW or whatever this is. It just wasn't my thing. I was more into like, Serenity, Firefly, stuff like that. So I don't know. It just this didn't cross over into a field that I cared too much about. I understand the show; it was popular and it has a lot of fans, and those fans, that's one of those things that you have a crossover of fandom. You have people who like comics and you have people who like the TV shows, and when those two things converge, usually you have money. Beautiful.
Beautiful cover right there.
Yeah, I see my brother Steve hip hops to me in the chat, and let me tell you, the only thing I cared about was Alyssa Milano. So,
of course. I would have really liked to have met her, but it's just a lot of the typical A-class actors were not doing a lot of conventions at the time when I was going. You see a lot of, A celebrities right now that are going through a lot of conventions. So you could probably see a lot of big names, but then not so much,
Yeah.
All right. Well, at number 2, we've got Charmed season 10, issue number 11. Marty, what have we
Yes,
got
sir.
at
Man.
number 3?
JB, what an amazing question, which deserves an amazing answer. And number 3 brings you Deadly Class number 47 by Jeff DeCall, variant. This is published by Image in 2021. This past week, we saw a CGC 9.8 copy of Deadly Class number 47, Cover B, sell for a record price of $200. From a collector's perspective, this book has 2 things going for it. The first, and most obvious, is the stunning rendition of Saya Kuroki by Jeff DeCall. Jeff DeCall has built a rabid fan base that seeks out all of his work, which is regularly featured on the Shakers and Top 10 shows. Deadly Class number 47 came out before DeCall's star had fully risen and, as a result, was not a heavily ordered book. According to Comichron.com, estimated orders for this book were approximately 7,200 copies. On top of that, during this time, Deadly Class covers Bs were massively underordered by retailers, making many of them very collectible due to their scarcity. At times, there are no copies of Deadly Class number 47 available for purchase on eBay, which is not currently the case as there are several. Currently, 21 copies of this book are graded on the CGC census, 10 of which are signature series. This is not surprising, as this is one of the best examples of DeCall's stunning style. Given this record sale, we could expect to see the census grow from this cover over time. What do you think? I mean, I don't know much about the story about Deadly Class because I don't follow it. But I really can't speak on this too much because I don't have a lot of knowledge on it. But nevertheless, we're talking Image Comics as always. And when it comes to Image Comics, I mean, they have a ton of blockbusters, whether it's going to talks in making a live action or movie, or even at that a series or an episode series. I mean, I've said this, especially with indie books and Image at that, you cannot go wrong. They have some great storylines, wonderful, wonderful storylines, wonderful cover artists on there. And the inside of the book too, the art on the inside also is well done as well.
Wonderful. You know what, everyone, I'm going to do something a little out of the norm. I just got some new artwork that we wanted to share. And so we're going to go ahead and really quickly recap our top 3 so far. At Shaker number 3, we've got Deadly Class, issue number 47, the Jeff DeCall variant from Image Comics, originally published in 2021. At Shaker number 2, we had that Charm season 10, issue number 11 from Zenoscope Entertainment, originally published in 2015. And then the number 1 that we started to show off with this crazy Biden's Titans versus the Elon Musk number 1 from Keen Spot Entertainment. Remember, this is a flip cover, and on the other side, we had this incredible image. But wait,
Don't do it.
There's more.
Don't do it, JB.
I was just given this breaking news image that this is the hot new cover.
Yeah.
I love it. Now that's the one I'd get right there. I would get that one.
There was biceps hugging Winnie the Pooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
This Keen Spot, I may have to check out the Keen Spot website right now. They're getting all kind of free press from us, so I need to knock that off. But we've got Biden's Tales at number 1. We got Charm season 10, number 11. We've got Deadly Class number 47. What have we got at number 4? Chris, you're muted.
I know. I was purposely
Play the video, JB. Play the video.
Oh, man.
I'm trying
This whole
so
mess of
hard
stuff.
to
What are you
pull
talking
myself
about?
together after you showed that cover.
I can't hear you. Press the button. I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut. I can't hear you.
Then Fandango, can you hear me?
Yeah, obviously, if you press the button. Oh, fucking hell, you've done it again, you press the button. I can't hear you unless you push the button.
I love it.
All right, listen. I had to mute myself because I was laughing hysterically in the background as you were showing that photo of that cover. So I'll take it. I'll take the you're muted, but it was for a reason.
It's just like my dingle dangles. They're for a reason too, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, Shaker number 4. We got Fearless Dawn in Outer Space number 1 by Asylum Press from 2013. Steve Mannion began his career at DC Comics in 1994, but left a few years later to pursue his true passion, a creator-owned character named Fearless Dawn. She is described as a comedic homage to Silver Age heroines that battle Nazi monsters and other strange creatures. She first appeared in Strange Battle Tales number 1. Mannion has produced several crowdfunded series and even had a crossover with Hellboy. Many of the newer books can be purchased on the Asylum Press website. The earlier books are very hard to find and are not available through Asylum Press. And this week we saw Fearless Dawn in Outer Space sell for a cool $250 in a 9.8. Low print indie books can get hot and can dry out in a flash as they settle into collectors' long boxes. You could find the next Fearless Dawn hiding in those back bins.
Keep digging in them long boxes, everybody.
This is pretty cool. I mean, I like new characters, new ideas, especially if they tip the cap to older characters. That's some pretty good stuff. And I'm not too wild about the art here, but you know,
Are these? All right. These are zombie Nazis in outer space. Come on, man.
Yeah,
How
pretty
can you
much.
not
Is
like
that what they are? Zombie Nazis? Yeah, I see
Well, look at the helmet.
Yeah, I see
Come
the
on.
helmet. Okay, I see the helmet. I see the swastikas on there.
Yep.
Okay.
they're like little gremlins, though. I don't know.
JB, if you don't mind, can you just put me on the screen for a quick second
Yeah,
because
yes,
I
I
want to
can.
show a little more of Steve Mannion and of course Fearless Dawn, right? So here, look, here's issue number 4. So yes, there you have the Nazis, as you can see.
I don't see any Nazis.
Zombie Nazis in space. But
they're there in the back. I didn't even notice them.
Yeah, they're there. Yeah, you were paying attention. You were paying attention. That's for sure. But yeah, man, I think he's got some great artwork. Looking at some of the other issues within the run, pretty cool.
It's not bad. You're right. You're right on that, Lando. It's not he doesn't have bad artwork at all. I mean, it's definitely sexy. It's controversial in a sense as well with the zombie Nazis, I guess, on there. So
yeah,
I mean, it's not up my alley, to be honest with you, but $250 for a CGC 9.8, that's a hell of a collector right there, you know?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, if you're a
right
fan
there.
of his art, then this is probably one of those very rare books that if you can ever find it, you grab it.
You just grab it. Come on. If you see this,
Just grab it.
You just grab it.
Just
All right.
grab
Well, at number 4, Fearless Dawn in Outer Space, issue number 1. Originally published in 2013 from Asylum Press. What have we got, Lando, for number 5?
Number 5 is a pretty interesting one, and it comes with a little piece of history here, guys. But Fire and Blast from Prize in 1952. In the highly niche world of Atomic Age comics, this title recently shook the market. This 16-page public service comic from 1952, produced by the National Fire Protection Association, serves as a chilling yet informative guide on what to do during a nuclear attack, a very real fear during the height of the Cold War. This piece of history is not only valuable for its content, but also for its scarcity. With only 6 copies registered on the CGC census, finding one in any condition is a true rarity. The most recent recorded sale, a CGC 7.5 copy, set a new all-time high at $1,080. Considering that the other known sales include 2 raw, ungraded copies selling for $35 and $621, and 1 graded 1.5 copy for $195, it's clear that demand for this comic is increasing, particularly for higher grade copies. The CGC census reports just 3 7.5 copies, along with 1 6.5 and 1 5.5, and also 1 1.5, making it a highly sought after collectible. This comic's unique blend of atomic age history and comic book rarity is driving its value up, and its recent sale only confirms its growing desirability among collectors. Whether you're interested in it for its historical significance, scarcity, or classic atomic age artwork, Fire and Blast has proven to be a remarkable find. As we continue to see record-breaking sales, this little-known comic could become a key piece in any serious collection of Cold War era memorabilia. And dude, that is a cool thing to have within your collection. I don't care what anybody says.
I would love to have this. This is incredible. My dad was born in 1952. This would be so cool. I've been collecting comic books from the year of my birth, and I've done pretty good with it. Now I'm starting to collect comic books from the year of his birth, and they are tough to find.
Well,
So,
well, you know, the
1952.
the big thing about this, remember, you're talking about the atomic era here, okay, which was a huge big concern in not only the 50s but 60s, and driving up all the way up to the Cold Wars until the 1980s, right?
Yep.
And what drives this book is the scarcity of it, and just like the read says, there's such low copies for 7.5 to still be around from 1952. I could see it selling for that much, but if you're a scarcity collector, I mean, there's people out there that collect a certain niche, right? A niche collectors, scarcity comics, first issue comics, key issue comics, or what have you. But nevertheless, I mean, a 7.5 from 1952, I'm sure the cover on that is probably banging.
Yeah.
7.5 is very fine from 1952. Come on, man.
Agreed, dude. Agreed.
That's incredible.
I mean, this is to piggyback off of what you were saying, Marty. I mean, this is 1952. This is right in the first couple of years of McCarthyism during the Red Scare, when the Soviet Union was starting to do their testing of the atomic bomb. The hydrogen bomb had just been developed in 1952. This was at the top of the mind in all ages, in all Americans, and during this time, because the Soviet Union was really flexing and showing what they could do with their economy and the money that they could pour into their weapon system, that we as a country could only respond with building our own stockpile, and the whole mutually assured destruction came about. So this was right in the middle when you got the drop and cover your head, get under your desk if there's an atomic bomb, those kind of things. This was right in the middle of that.
And not to mention too, absolutely right. Not to mention in with this type of book, and I have to say, history does repeat itself, right? And I can see the relevance of this book coming out, especially now during this time. And it, besides the scarcity of it, and of course, besides the fact that it's a 1952 rare book to get, you're talking about history repeating itself again. So if you look at, and I'm not trying to get into a political commentary here at all, by no means, but we can see how this can be relevant to this day and age as well.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
All right, folks, we are at the halfway point. This is a great time for me to mention, hey, man, if you're having a good time, hit the thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to Cover Price, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell so you don't miss the next time that we go live. Like tomorrow, we'll be going live. Make sure you stop on in for our comics coverage segment, hosted by none other than the co-founders, Matt and John. So we'll see you tomorrow night here on Cover Price. If you're subscribed, hit that bell. What have we got at number 6, Marty?
Yes. Give me one. Give me 1 second. My apologies. I had to scroll back up. Number 6 brings you GI Combat, number 91. This is by DC in 1961. First appearing in GI Combat, number 87. Issue number 91 features the first cover appearance of the haunted tank, led by the tank commander, Jeb Stuart. The tank is haunted by his Confederate soldier ancestor, Jeb Stuart. The haunted tank was the cover feature for many GI Combat issues and was second only to Sergeant Rock as DC's longest-running war series. As the story goes, Alexander the Great sent the ghost of Jeb Stuart to watch his 2 namesakes, Jeb Stuart and the M3 Stuart tank he commands. While not initially impressed with this tank crew, their fighting spirit eventually wins him over, and he certainly likes they fly a Confederate flag on their tank. As it turns out, only Jeb can hear or see the ghost of Jeb, who makes him make tactical decisions. Who helps him make tactical decisions on the battlefield. The cover for GI Combat features an action-packed nighttime scene by famed comic artist Russ Heath of the haunted tank shooting down a strafing Messerschmitt 109. Although one of the more valuable haunted tank comic books in the series, it was still impressive to see the CGC 7.5 top $1,560 this past week. In comparison, a CGC 5.0 sold for $260 a little over a year ago, while a CGC 6.5 sold for only $390 back in 2018. Nice price bump for sure. Okay, yeah. So I'm, of course, being an Army and a veteran myself and an Army guy, I dig these old Sergeant Rock GI Combat covers and everything that go all the way back. It's just, it was the era then. You saw a lot of war magazines back then. And so when it came to whether GI Joe, GI Combat, any other those ones, man, I love them. I personally love them, and the artwork on them, it's exciting. It's not anything to frown your nose upon, and not to mention, support a veteran out there, right?
Absolutely.
100% agree. I'm a big fan of these old war books. Honestly, with my collection of war books, the weirder and the older, the better. I love seeing stuff like Joe Kubert's work on Sergeant Rock. That's just awesome stuff. You have these war scenes. You look at that single prop plane just getting exploded by the Honda tank. That is just badass. You cannot look at this cover and just not appreciate what's going on. Even if the idea of a Honda tank is a little wacky, it doesn't matter. This is the kind of stuff that people were really into back in the 1950s and 60s. And there's still obviously an audience today, because we constantly see these old war books, maybe not GI Combat, but we constantly see these old war books coming up on lists, coming up on top 10s or shakers, just because they're popular. And hey, you know what? A 6.5 sold for $390? That's nuts.
Yeah.
I agree. And you know what? This is the perfect time right after that, Chris, for us to say that was another presentation of the Doctor.
I love it.
Oh, man.
You gotta love that. You gotta love it.
Please follow Chris at Dr. Yo-Yo on Instagram, as he's always dropping that knowledge.
And Chris, it should make you feel good, because now you have yourself one of those. So that should tell you that you're an official member of the Lords.
There you go.
Oh, we're working on something for you, Lando. We had some private behind-the-scenes discussions on how you're classing the place up and how we need to represent that.
I'm
concerned. All right, next up. Oh, first of all, I just want to keep everybody abreast. At number 5, we had Fire and Blast from 1952. Then we go to GI Combat, number 91 from 1961. We got a little war theme here.
Yeah.
Chris, what have we got at number 7?
Shaker number 7, we got G.I. Joe number 19, the retailer incentive variant from IDW in 2010. IDW Rock Tour variant set has been covered numerous times on our Shakers list. The most recent time was here when we covered the Purple Rain homage for Snake Eyes number 19. This set has an homage covers of legendary rock and roll posters or album art covers. Some of this set's most popular and sought after variants are Cobra number 19, Snake and Eyes Shadow number 19, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 18. While nearly every book in this set sells for a good amount, these 3 have sold for high prices consistently every time they pop up on the market. Oh, yeah. Another book from this set that has reached an all new high is G.I. Joe number 19. This book reached a new high sale when a raw dog sold for very fine
bingo
$150. This book rarely shows up for sale, but this sale is significant as it is a very fine, and it stands to reason a near mint copy could fetch a lot more. This book has an all-black cover, so finding a super high grade could pose a challenge.
Yeah.
Good
black
luck.
cover,
Good
black
luck.
covers, white covers. You know, and I know Gabe said on Tuesday that white covers makes him very anxious. He gets anxiety off of that, right? So just as much as the black covers too, man. I mean, not only is it hard to find a good black or white cover, but sometimes they come off the printing press or even after shipped with defects.
And by the time the comic book store is unpacking them, this book's trashed.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
This is the kind of book that I would love to get signed in like a chrome or a gold pen. You know?
Gold would pop, man.
It would just really look good, or even like a hot pink signature. This is a pretty cool book. I've always appreciated minimalistic covers like this. I also really like negative space covers, where you have like the colors of the costume kind of blend into the background. I've always been a fan of that. But yeah, this is hot right here. I tell you, these older IDW GI Joes, they got some money in them. You got to look. We constantly see the GI Joes and Transformers popping up, right?
Oh yeah.
So, well, I mean, look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this. You got
now, who I want to know the chat right now. I want the chat to give me, if you're watching on the rewind, if you're watching the live, which one of these covers up here is your favorite? I'm kind of torn, man.
Yeah, I'm torn.
I'm really digging the Purple Rain. The Purple Rain is freaking sick.
Purple Rain's sick. It is sick. That one's nice. I like the Ghostbusters
homage to Nirvana is just come on.
Now, personally being a huge Beatles fan, I love the Transformers Sgt. Pepper's one. I didn't know that existed. I have to go find that.
That's my sale. I bought it. JLS, welcome to the show. JLS, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, JLS, welcome, brother. You know, and this is one of the shows, guys, that you get all your comic book news, especially when it comes to Marketplace, but we also interact with the people in the chat as well. We try to get people involved. We try to comment and get the chat to give us information that we don't know as well, because there's some really intelligent guys out there, right?
Hell yeah.
So question, if you're watching the show and you want to chat, but you haven't signed up so that you can officially make a chat, look at everybody in the chat, live chat. If you've only got a letter, that's all you need, man. You don't need a picture. You just go ahead and make a profile so you can get in the chat and we'll highlight your comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, we are talking about stuff that's happening on the Cover Price Shaker list. After this list, we're going to go to the Cover Price website like we always do on Thursdays. We're going to browse around, see what's shaking. I got to tell you, man, the stuff that's on the Shakers reports, these books are awesome, and it's so awesome to see. And the Cover Price application itself is such a high value for such a low price. It's just wonderful.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, what, $5?
$5.
That's less than what a soda or a pack of cigarettes, pack of smokes or whatever. Yeah, McRib. There you go. It's a McRib, man.
I'm,
All right, so at number 7, we got G.I. Joe issue number 19, the retailer incentive variant from IDW. Don't sleep on IDW from 2012. Lando, what have we got for Shaker number 8?
Well, at number 8, Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed, number 4 by Scotty Young, featuring Throg, the 1 in 15 ratio. This was by Marvel in 2010. Now, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want to welcome you, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Welcome to our weekly coverage of Scotty Young, because that's what it seems like, right? We're confident that our 2024 Cover Price year-end review will have the prolific creator of Stupid Fresh Mess at the top of the list. It seems like he's being featured every week because, well, he pretty much is. And this week, we have a doozy with his depiction of the mighty Throg on the cover of the 1 in 15 for issue number 4 of Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed. Throg has been an elusive little character within the Marvel Universe, first conceptualized in the Mighty Thor issue 364. Although Throg's first appearance as Puddle Gulp was in issue 700, he has also made cameo appearances and appeared in character profiles, as well as brief stints in Origins of Marvel Comics number 1, I Am an Avenger number 1, Guardians Team Up issue number 5, and Secret Wars Official Guide to the Marvel Multiverse number 1. Throg's highlight reel, however, was in 2021 with his appearance in Disney's Loki, which was amazing. I'm just putting it out there. And it also started this featured books explosion. Since then, there has been a claymore for more of this beloved pet Avenger to see screen time, but unfortunately for fans, the star of Loki Season 2 was reduced to a deleted scene only. Bummer. However, what's impressive about this latest all-time high sale of $1,500 is that it's a raw copy, guys. This ain't no CGC 9.8, but yes, there are only 9 copies on the CGC census with 2 at CGC 9.8. But this completely demolishes the most recent graded 9.8 sale of $900 recorded last year. Whether this lofty price is due to another Scotty Young enthusiast or a Throg speculator is debatable. Still, we're confident we'll continue to see more from both of them real soon. Dude, all of you, I saw this on Sunday morning. Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually have a show that goes live Sunday night. The second I saw this on the Cover Price Shakers list, I was like, holy hell, this needs to be talked about. This is a huge raw sale. $1,500. I think this just might be Scotty Young's ultimate book.
I'm curious to know, please, guys in the chat, how many of you do not own a Scotty Young book? Not even one. I'm just curious, because nowadays, even if you don't like Scotty Young's work, there's something that's going to catch your eye out there of what he does that brings a bit of nostalgia, that you like the comic character, you like how it's done, you like the artwork, whatever it is, right? Pick one. But nevertheless, I mean, you're talking about Scotty Young here. Everybody, I believe, has at least one copy of a Scotty Young in their collection.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't, by all means, what are you waiting for? I mean, Scotty Young's here to stay. He's not going to go nowhere. You know, he's a big name in comic book, right? Just like Jim Lee, just like Stan Lee, just like anybody, right? I think that's a little bit too much. I can't compare Scotty Young to Stan Lee, but nevertheless, but you understand what I mean.
All right. By the way, we have one other piece of art we'd like to show for this, and it's titled "Modeled and Rendered Fan Version." You guys ready for this one?
Let's do it. Pew!
Bam!
Love this.
Now that is good. That's
kind of dope, man. With the bandages and I don't know.
I think I would
that.
buy this statue. I'm not a statue person, but I would buy this statue.
Yeah,
you say this is a fan art? Is this a fan art?
It's a modeled and rendered fan version.
Yeah.
Modeled and
nice.
rendered fan version.
Chris.
Right. So, folks, at number 8, we've got Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed, issue number 4, the Scotty Young Throg variant, a 1 in 15.
Yeah.
This is incredible. A 1 in 15 going for $1,500 raw.
Yeah,
Raw dog.
10x multiplier off.
That's absolutely incredible.
100x. My goodness.
All right. And we got 2 left, folks. 2 left. Hang in there with us. Then we're going to peruse the live Shakers list really quick. But at number 9, Marty. what do we
Yes. Man, I'm glad I got this one, man. One of my favorite all-time series of all. When it comes to zombies, you can't go wrong. Number 9 Shaker brings you Night of the Living Dead Prelude, Fantaco Enterprises, published in 1991. Night of the Living Dead has become one of the most influential films in the horror and zombie genre. As such, George Romero is hailed as a legendary filmmaker and father of modern comic zombie apocalypse movies, directing Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead to round out his most famous trilogy. Romero completed Night of the Living Dead on a budget of $100,000 and grossed $18 million, making it one of the most profitable movies of all time. The movie was released in 1968, shortly before the Motion Picture Association of America created the current rating system that was noted for its violence and gore that ultimately led to the cult following it has today. For such an important movie, the prices of its first appearance in the comic book seem extremely low. Raw copies can be had for $10, while the all-time high was hit this week when a graded 9.8 sold for $153. Similarly, issue number 1 is a bargain selling for $7 raw, but coincidentally hit an all-time high of $144 this week for a graded 9.8. With the proliferation of zombies in movies, televisions, and video games, it's amazing that this piece of zombie and horror history is not appreciated more. And I could not agree any more on this. If you look at the inside artwork too, it's very similar to the cover. The movie, I thought, regardless of what you think of these old movies, they're cheesy. Yes, I know.
Oh yeah.
But this is what kicked it. This is what kicked off the zombie era, man. That came with a cult following. This I can honestly say, when I first began watching zombie movies, and this is when you can probably queue up my video there, JB, right?
Just saying, yeah, shot too early.
The watching zombie movies actually got me into wanting to learn survival skills, if not. So, and this was even before I joined the military as well. I always wanted to be like a survivalist, wanted to learn how to do primitive survival. And of course, I learned how to do that, through the military and just learning on my own. But I can honestly say, man, and big fan of Call of Duty zombie maps too, man. Huge fan of that. I used to play that to exhaustion.
I still do, dude. I'm not even kidding. I still play the hell out of that. But besides all the video game stuff, and yes, the movie, dude, we're going back to the 60s, of course. But looking at this cover, if you're telling me the interior art is the exact same way, hell yeah, I want to pick this up. I want to read this. CGC 98 for $153, in my opinion, is very low. That is very affordable.
And has anybody seen the movie? I mean, the first movie?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheesy as heck, man. But nevertheless, it's still good. I mean, it brought out the love for killing zombies, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Marty, that really did deserve another edition.
I love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
So hold on. I want to talk about this a little bit before you move on, JB. I actually have an irrational fear of zombies. I know,
Okay.
I know they're not real. I know they're not real. But there's something about it that just creeps me out. I have a really hard time getting through zombie movies without getting like nightmares, like waking up at 1 a.m. kind of thing, right?
Wow.
But
Really?
this book is something that I actually stumbled across in a big collection of horror books that I picked up. JB, can you bring my camera up?
Yes, I can. We'll go solo and hide. There you go.
So check that out. Right?
Oh,
I got-
there it is.
I got
Proof of life. Proof of life.
Proof of life.
Proof of life.
Here, look at that. How about 2?
2. All
How
right.
about
How about
3?
more? Give me
So
more.
this is number 1 right here. This is the art for number 1.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
And this is the art for number 2.
Oh my god,
Holy moly.
you're not gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah. This is it's like really.
No, Chris, I'm confused. If you have this fear,
Right?
what are you collecting
like I
these books for?
These came in a big collection. So I didn't pick them up because of this, but it came up in a big collection. So I've been getting ready to get them graded and stuff like that. This was a spinoff.
Oh,
And then you have the aftermath right here.
Very nice.
I have 2 sets of the entire 1991 series. And I'll probably be putting them up in October for sale. But these books, they look amazing. And I haven't gone through them other than just kind of perusing the art a little bit, just because I don't want to freak myself out.
Of course. Hey,
but-
tonight, Chris, this is what I want you to do tonight. I want you to break open Prelude, okay? And I want you to sit by yourself in a dark room with just a little bit of light. I want you to go ahead and just start. Yeah, just go ahead and just start flipping those pages, man. You don't even have to read them. Just flip the pages, man, and see how we do. That's what we call exposure therapy, brother.
I'll send you the therapy bill, Marty.
The therapy bill. All right, everybody. At number 9, we've got Night of the Living Dead, the Prelude, originally published in 1991 from Fantaco Enterprises. Chris, take us home with the final read of the night.
For the final shaker of the night, we have shaker number 10, second stage, Turbine Blade number 1 by Cabbage Comics in 2004. I've never heard of this comic, but over the last couple weeks, we are talking about band cover comics. And I don't mean band like band books. I mean band like music band. Like these guys right here, Coheed and Cambria. This metal band here that obviously has a lot of artistic influence in their work and the stuff that they like to talk about, the sing about. Well, hey, they do book stuff as well. In our previous market report, we covered and touched on the band Coheed and Cambria, their wild universe that they developed through their studio albums and the comics they released to adapt it. But did you ever wonder how they got their name? Well, this book aims to answer that question somewhat. This book was one of 10 comics released for their debut studio album, dictating the life of husband and wife Coheed and Cambria. I'm going to mispronounce this. Kilgannon. They would go on to be dragged into interplanetary conflict, which would morph into the Amory Wars, which we touched on.
Oh my God.
Bert Herngave, Irv Hermlinger, Bing Livehanger, Livelink, Bert Herkern, Bingo Lingfucker.
Yep.
Oh, it's the zombies. They got me shook.
I'm sorry, man.
My favorite part of that is that bling.
As new fans come into the fold, there are those bound to be those who backtrack and attempt to find important copies of this band's books. Recently, number 2 of this book sold for CGC 6.5, and the market absorbed them at $350, immediately becoming the highest sale in our database. The only higher sale was $450 for CGC 9.8, one of 12 on the census way back in 2013. The most comparable sale, however, would be the Near Mint Raw copy that sold for $140 earlier this year. Whenever it does hit the market, this book will quickly become an expensive key. It helped launch the Cambriaverse, and while not heavily distributed, it has become heavily coveted and just goes to show how some of these under-the-radar books can come back in a meaningful way down the line. Now, I think I said this about the last book that we covered.
What's that?
I am confident that this is one of those books that you could find in the dollar bins just by a store owner who buys collections and bulks it out constantly.
And has no
Because-
idea what this is.
Yeah,
He throws this in the dollar bin right away without even researching it.
Yeah, what
He
is this?
probably
It's
researches
not
Marvel,
Exactly.
DC, Bronze and under, and everything else. Just go throw it over there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cabbage
exactly.
Comics. Never heard of it. Cabbage
Right?
Comics.
Come on.
Right.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, that was the official list. By the way, this list comes from a much greater list, which we are going to add right now because we have a seamless transition.
Look at that
Bam!
A
transition.
real-time comic book shakers list, which you guys should really check out because for less than the price of a McRib or even a latte at $7, it looks like he's paying $7 for a latte, which you need to think about your life decisions, man. You can have a monthly subscription and get everything unlocked right here with Cover Price. We're going to peruse the shakers, which does actually change real time. Like I've seen while I'm, checking out the list, everything shifts down one because the list is actually presented with the most valuable. It is in the book number 1 position. All right, so you're going to hit the shakers. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the shaker. So for those of us who are new in the audience, this is coverprice.com. It's spelled the way you see it in the upper left-hand corner. And this is the website that gives us all of the data and all of the feeds for all of the shows that happen on this channel. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that bell icon, get your notifications going, and hit that subscribe. Leave a comment in the show notes, in the show down below, telling us what your favorite cover was, because, hey, these interactions, they help the algorithm, and you got to feed that algorithm in order to, spread the love of this show. And that's really what we're trying to do, right? So coverprice.com is a fantastic application website. It's great on mobile. It's great on computer. You guys are looking at it on my computer right now. And we're going to go down and look at the Daily Shakers list. This Daily Shakers list is an aggregated, basically a report of some of the most interesting sales that have happened in the last couple hours. And it constantly changes throughout the day. So we can see here that we have some awesome books already here on the list. Of course, Amazing Spider-Man number 129. Of course, that's going to be on here with the first appearance of the Punisher. You have the first
and JB, you do, and just like you said, man, it's nice to have what's trending market-wise come to you real time, isn't it? I mean, you can see right then and there. And
once they verified a sale, because they go through a process where they verify these sales, and once it's verified, it hits this list, and everything kind of shifts around. So if there was, a sale in that number range on the top row here within the next couple hours, this thing updates and boom, it's in there. And you're like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah. For example, this is I'm assuming this is the first solo Hellcat story. First appearance of the Cat, right? So this is
Cat,
different character than Hellcat. Hellcat's first appearance was Avengers 144, and I just happen to know that because I pulled it out of one of the collections I bought today. And
if you don't have it, right? And if you don't have it, you see that little money symbol right there. All you have to do is to go up there and go to the marketplace. It brings you right there, gives you a list of books, right? And you can even filter it, sort by lowest to highest on what books you're looking for. And then if you see a certain price or a certain grade that you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's linked right. Yeah, exactly.
Even if you want to go raw or you want to go CGC, CBCS, PGX, it's all there, man.
It's all there. Now, what I do typically a lot too is when I click on that, I'll go to the buy it now, typically, because I just have no patience for auctions, I'll go to the buy it now and I'll go to the CGC. Click on that thing right there, and then what it'll do, it'll bring it up, and I just scroll down and see which book.
Marty, a discussion for another day, but I'm not buying anything from I'm not buying any CGC right now. I need. I have my confidence level is so low, but that's a discussion for another day.
Yes. And I get what you're saying, man. You're absolutely right. We should have a
They're
discussion.
hurting the
about that.
books, man.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
hurting the books. Come
They're
on, don't
hurting
hurt
it.
my book. I said
We
it to
need
you
a
pretty.
we need
You
a
guys-
JD throwing shade graphic to bring up on the screen.
By the way, bananas are on sale this week.
Bananas
at the
are on
grocery market.
sale.
Let's see what else we got that's interesting here. This right here, check this out. This is the first appearance of the Flintstones in comic book form.
Wow.
Dell.
Yeah, Dell Giant, number 48. And another cool thing about this is not only can you see what the daily shakers are, but if you have your collection loaded like I do in the CGC, I have like 8,000 books loaded in here or something like that.
Oh my god.
You can filter and sort and go to items in your collection.
He's
And
about to flex. Are you flexing right now?
He's
Are
flexing,
you
man. He's
flexing?
just
You're
saying.
straight flexing the shakers list.
Well, it's just
Wow.
it's the way that you can see how your stuff is trending and your stuff is on the shaker.
I am
list.
gonna
It's
have to
always
update
important.
your graphic, man. I don't know.
Another cool thing that I like is you can show me all the variants that are on the shakers.
Mhm.
list. Here you see
Yeah.
all the variants, like the newsstand version of the first appearance of Gambit is on the shakers list, or the Barcode edition of Simpsons #1 is on the shakers list. These are the kind of some of the cool variants that have popped up. And it's also really cool to see stuff that you just didn't know existed. Like, let's see, where
Go to that Michael Turner one,
go
man,
back-
with
go
the
back up.
Supergirl right there.
I love
Yes,
man.
that one's a hard to find one, man. That's been on my list for quite some time, dude. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just big fan of Michael Turner. You know, huge fan of Michael Turner, and I love his artwork. That one right there it's been on my wish list for quite some time. I love that.
So this wasn't this a cover used in another book? Didn't he do another one? This was his San Diego Comic-Con 2017 release, but I want to say that he used this on another super
On an actual cover of a comic,
Right.
there.
right.
Well, go. Let's see. If you go down,
variants
you
here.
might. Does it have like show more? No, it doesn't have
That's
that
it.
show
That's all
more.
the variants
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we
The
go.
numbers. That's the numbers. Other issues.
Okay.
There's 6
Gotcha.
variants.
Check this out.
Beautiful copy. I had that one, man. Ended up selling that thing for $1, man.
And what makes that special?
Wow.
First appearance of War Machine, man.
Yeah, First Person War Machine.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
newsstand, so it's hard to
Oh, it's a
find.
newsstand. Okay.
1992 newsstand.
Bam! Woo! I like that, JB. What is that?
Right, I got to use them all.
Hey, so 1992 newsstand was represented about 15% of the market. So you have a rare book, right? A first appearance, and the newsstand, which was only 15% of the print distribution, and boom, you got a hot book right there.
Yeah.
And there's our graphic. If you had do we even have that on the bingo card showing this graphic? We should have that.
I probably.
Get your bingo card.
Look-
by the
look.
way.
Oh yeah, go back to that, Chris. Let me see that other Wonder Woman, Supergirl one. Is that Supergirl? Go down one more.
Yeah, down. She's tearing the
Go
shirt
down.
open.
Yeah, that one right there. That one. Go to
Taylor
that one.
Swift.
Who's the cover artist
I
on
was
that
just
one?
gonna say she looks like freaking Taylor Swift.
It
man.
is
Doesn't
Taylor
she?
Swift.
Oh man, I had this. No, I'm not
Taylor
gonna get
Swift.
off topic. I saw
Oh,
this
yeah.
video, the cutest little baby, all ready for football, and this little toddler is so excited for football, and the mother says, "Well, who's your favorite player?" And she said, "Taylor Swift."
Oh man.
Oh, come on.
Oh man.
He's
I hope she-
practically an assistant coach now at this point.
Jesus. Apparently she's learning how to do plays, guys. This is problematic.
Now that's a sick cover. That Batman one right up on top, or one.
This
Yeah,
right
that's a sick cover.
Yeah,
You're
Jock.
talking about use of negative
that Jock?
space. It
Oh yeah.
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like a jock. Yeah, it does. Definitely looks like a
Yeah.
jock. I have the very popular the Joker one with Jock. I still have that one.
This Frank Miller right here.
Dear
This
Lord.
this is just awesome. I
I
think
just reread that 4-issue arc, and I felt it still holds up today.
Dear
I
Lord.
posted that on my Instagram. Give me your opinion. You think the original 4-issue arc by Frank Miller, Wolverine, holds up today?
It does.
Guys, we try to give you as much data information as possible to kind of allow you to make a good informed decisions about what you want to buy. But also remember too, you're going to get our opinions as well. So a lot of the information you're hearing from us might be either data that we've gotten through the Cover Price site or just through research. But nevertheless, you'll still hear us with a lot of our own personal experiences through experience, though. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like example now, JB talking about Wolverine, the original 4 issues. Yeah, I'd do anything for Frank Miller to go back to that type of art because I have no idea what's happening right now.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. A comment from JLS Comics, one of the original OGs. Thanks for stopping in, JLS. Appreciate you. Superman Batman issue number 4, the German Michael Turner variant.
There you go.
Marty, I believe that's the comic you are in search of.
The one that was okay. Yeah. Thank you, JLS. There we go. We have got some intelligent people in the chat. So, and like I've mentioned before, we always try to interact with the chat. We try to always get information from the chat. And so
number four,
please comment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I actually have it here up from Google, but yeah.
Oh, there it is.
The background is all blue. Yeah, there you go.
And there's the variant. Ooh, yeah.
Look at that price.
Marty, get those pockets ready.
Go down again. Now, and that's why it's been on my list. That's why it's been on my list.
Marty, just go ahead and do it.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Really
for a modern book, I just can't. I just don't. I can't jump the fence on that, man. Not for a modern, you know.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right, you know what? We're gonna have to go ahead and wrap this show up. We're gonna go ahead and drop this one. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Let's go around the horn real quick. Say our goodbyes, Marty.
Thank you, as always. May the comic gods continue to always bless your long boxes. May TiVo always look down and shine upon your collection, as always. JB, thank you for joining us, man. If anybody's out there to thank for joining us, JB, as always, dude, I miss you, man. You got to come back, man. It's not the same without you. You know, you gotta come back eventually, man.
We'll see how
you
the
know,
school thing works out. If they settle into the school, maybe we'll have some extra time.
Nevertheless, Chris always dropping the knowledge bomb as always. Lando's got that charisma and that sexy French Canadian accent as always.
Savoir-faire we're gonna have to get up into. There's something there.
There's something there. You got to think of something, JB. You got to think of something, man. But guys, if you're watching live, you're watching on the rewind, we really, really appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit that like, the subscribe, and share. It helps with the algorithm. We want you to be part of this as well. You know, we always say be part of the comic book community, and people sometimes they seem to frown on it when people say comic book community. But nevertheless, it is a community. It's a group of individuals of like mind who share the same passion and love of what we're doing and what you guys are doing. So we want to bring people in here. You got friends out there? Tell them about the show. Bring them in. You know, send them a link. You know, just to get them on there, because the more the merrier.
All right.
Excelsior.
Lando.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't agree more, man. And just to hop on to what Marty was saying about hopping into this show, coming onto the channel, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, and definitely get your friends aware of it, because I personally, not only just as a viewer prior, but now part of the panel, I still get blown away as these lists keep on coming, man. I see books popping up and I'm like, holy cow. These are all new things that I've never even heard of. So it's always awesome. Now, hanging with Marty and Chris is something I've gotten accustomed to, very used to, and I highly enjoy. And of course, Laura, who's living it up in London right now. But JB, it was an honor. Like I said, for me, bucket list. I was watching Lords of the Long Box for God knows how long, man. So to finally hang with you, dude, it's an honor. It's an honor.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Chris.
JB, it's a pleasure to have you back. Even if it's just for a show, I know that Laura is always happy to have you. I bet she would even do a 5-panel one day if you wanted to come in. But it was wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for pulling the host duty today. It was a wonderful surprise for the audience. You guys can follow me at Dr. Yo-Yo. This is a comic book community. It's weird to get upset about something like that. But hey, this Thursday, these shows on Thursday nights, this is the only time I get to really talk about comics. The rest of my week, I'm talking about kid stuff with my wife, or I'm talking about work stuff, or I'm talking about money stuff. But hey, today I get to talk about comics, and that's why Thursdays are so special. I look forward to this every single week. And I love interacting with you guys in the crowd that are joining us, playing the bingo cards, and hitting us up on Instagram later on. It's always fun. So thank you so much for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe. Get that algorithm going. Drop it in the comments what your favorite cover was this week. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, if you want to hang out with JB this weekend, I will be attending Rose City Comic-Con in Portland, Oregon in the Pacific Northwest. If you're not familiar with that show, a lot of great vendors there. It's a really good time. There's some great artists. I'll be spending all day Saturday there from open to close. Hit me up on Instagram if you're interested. And don't forget that tomorrow we've got Comics Covered with the co-owners, Matt and John. You don't want to miss that show. It's always fun. They actually go over all the books that didn't make the 2 shows that they produced. So you got the top 10 Tuesday and you got the Shakers. Well, they research way more books than that, and they whittle it down. And then here they share some of those books that didn't quite make the show. And then maybe the ones that did make the show, they go more in depth into those. It's a fantastic show. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, deep breath, everybody. Don't forget, we had a good time. Peace.
Yes.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Peace out.